Scrappy people, Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a 6x8, or it's actually 8.5 by 7, 6x8 layout in my California album. And today I'm going to be using the Citrus Twist Kits Crave collection, which is brand new for May. I have the mini kit that consists of like chipboard stickers, puffy stickers, and things like that. And I also have the printables pulled out. Today I'm going to be scrapbooking these photos. My nephew is a very, very good chef. Well, he's not quite a chef yet, but he is a very, very good cook who's about to be a chef at a very, very fancy restaurant. So every time we go out there, we have him wine and dine us, and it is just massive amounts of food. So that is what I'm going to be scrapbooking today, and the Crave collection is perfect for it. There are a lot of food references, so that's why I'm doing it. These two papers are actually from an old paper pad of mine that I designed for Simple Stories. It's just a solid green because it matches really well. The other side is yellow. I'm not quite sure which side I'm going to use yet, but we'll find out. All right, let's go.
All right, so what I decided fairly quickly when I started going through the papers from this collection, the digital papers, is that I wanted this gray paper with the flowers, but I wanted it to be on both sides. So what I did was I went in digitally and I created two papers from the original file. I just flipped one horizontally so that the flowers framed both sides of the page, and then I just extended the gray grid a little bit so that they were 5 by 8.25. Now, unfortunately, because I was just printing on regular size paper, I couldn't do 6 or 7.5, or 7, I think it's 7 by 8.5. I couldn't do that size because I don't have paper that size. So what I ended up doing was taking that original paper that I had cut down, tearing off the inside edge, and creating a border on each inside edge of the page in yellow. I decided to go with the yellow instead of the teal because I knew I was going to be using like teal letters, and I just felt like the yellow matched the orange insides of the flowers a little bit better. It also matches the colors, I think, pretty well of the photos, so that's what I went with. My title is going to be Hurts So Good because, man, when we leave this restaurant that my nephew cooks at, we are in so much pain. Look at all this food. Like, we each got all of this food, including like our main course. We order a main course. I convinced my sister not to order an appetizer because I knew that Chris was going to be sending out 1,000,000 dishes, but it is so much food. So Hurts So Good is perfect for the title for this page. I'm also going to do a secondary title, which I guess maybe because of its size, the Hurts So Good is the secondary title because the other title ends up being larger, but that's the one I like better. So that's like the name I named this video, the name I'm going to name the layout, whatever. So I have these puffy stickers and the chipboard stickers, and I am kind of just decorating the photos in places just to break up the visual a little bit. I thought maybe I wanted to move this, but man, that adhesive is so sticky, which is great, but it is so sticky, so I just put it right back. I was just trying to divide up the words a little bit, and the way that I had put those first two down, this one was hard to place in a way that didn't feel cluttered. I ended up putting it there, which is fine, but I felt like I needed something at the top as well to like balance it out, so I'm kind of looking around trying to find something that will work, but I'm like, I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to put it aside, and it ends up being fine, so not a big deal, because I end up adding some of these florals from the die cuts to this page, and I think that that helps balance out the visual enough that I don't need to add another word bit. That was kind of what I was struggling with, was that I wanted something that wasn't a word bit, since I added 3 word bits and a title to that side of the page, but I couldn't really find anything that would work there like I wanted. So you can see I like tried the teapot because I thought that would be cute with the drinks, but it just was like not the right size. So I ended up putting flowers here instead, and that works just fine. It balances the visual, gives you something to look at besides the word bits, so I like the way that that looks. I was a little bit unfortunate that after all that work, the flowers on the paper got covered up more than I would like, but I add some extra ones to the left hand side, so you still get that effect. I could have printed out another sheet and done the same thing, like the same layering I'm gonna do on this side, but I decided to just let it ride because there were so many photos and so many things going on this side of the page that I just thought it was gonna be fine. It was gonna be too much if I added more to it, so it was not a big deal. Kind of ruins like the whole effect I was going to go for, but you know, that's how it works sometimes with my pages. Like I'll plan something out and then I get to the end and I'm like, oh, I planned for this, and then it didn't happen quite the way I thought. Speaking of not happening quite the way I thought, so I have a journal card that I want to incorporate with my journaling, but just like I like to do a lot of times, I was hiding the journaling card behind my photo, and I thought initially I was going to do it vertically out of the top of this photo, so I stick it down with red line tape, stick it out the top, and immediately hate it. Oh my god, I hated it so much. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is immediately coming up. So red line tape is super duper sticky. That's why I use it when I make my pockets, because I know that it will be nice and secure for me taking that journaling card in and out. It won't like pull the picture off. So it was immediately stuck down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a minute, catch my breath after hating something so much, and I'm going to cut out these florals from the original Traveler's Notebook size paper that I had printed already, and I'm going to layer these over the top of this photo so that I can take this photo up very, very carefully. I knew that if I ripped the photo, I could reprint the photo, but I'm trying really hard not to rip the paper as well. I didn't end up ripping either. The red line tape definitely came off the back of the photo, not off the paper. You come across that a lot with home printed paper because it's so porous that the adhesive sticks real quick. So it was not going to come off that paper, but I'm going to make it work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the side here, and I'm going to tuck my photo in as far out as I can get it without running into the holes or, you know, messing up the adhesive that's left over. So you can see I have a little tiny bit of adhesive there stuck at the top. So I'm just going to take an embellishment and cover that up. But now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this journaling card that I want to hide. So I'm going to use the other photo as a pocket instead, but it's not big enough with the size of this journaling card. So what I'm going to end up having to do is mat it with a piece of paper. So I'm going to grab some of the Traveler's Notebook paper that I already have printed, and I decide to go with this dark blue. I thought it added a good contrast to this page because everything seems to be a bit light except for the photos. So I'm going to add this blue paper. I'm making sure that it's going to be large enough to tuck that journaling card behind. So I'm going to create rails on the back of this photo just like I do or I did for the other one with red line tape, using my journaling card as a guide for where I want the pocket to stop. But the journaling card is still just slightly too large, so I'm going to trim off even more of that orange along the edges so that it fits in better, just so that it's not a struggle to get it in and out, because I did print that journaling card at home, so the paper isn't quite as thick as cardstock from other places. So I just trim off the edge so that it doesn't like bend trying to get it in and out of that pocket. So I'm just going as close as I can while still leaving a sort of orange border, and that fits better. Okay, so crisis averted. I like the way that it looks. I'm going to add this notebook sort of edge to the journaling card because it's a bit thicker and it will give you a little bit more purchase to grab the journaling card and not like hurt the journaling card. Okay, so I'm sticking everything down. I love the way that those flowers incorporate with the flowers in the background and look over the top of that photo. I'm going to add in this little bit of scalloped border. It's supposed to be like a journaling block, but I'm going to use it for a subtitle block. So I guess that's about the same thing. I'm going to add this little love. Super cute. I'm trying to make sure that I add in a little bit of the purple because I have the purple flowers over on the right hand side and there are no other purple things. And then I want this to say wanting more of this. Then I'm feeling at this point that I've got a lot of words going on and I know I'm still adding like a secondary title. So now I'm going through and going, okay, what can we add to this besides words? And so I'm going to add in some hearts from the puffy sticker sheet. I have lots of hearts, Citrus Twist hearts in my stash, but I'm trying really hard to stick to just the Crave collection for this page at least. So I'm using the hearts, the little tiny ones from the sticker sheets. And I want to add in this camera as well because I feel like there's an awkward space right here. So I'm going to add in the camera. And that gives me another icon too, which is helpful for this page, I think. So I add dinner to that tag, and then on the bottom I'm going to use the white puffy sticker alphabet from my Citrus Twist stash to add Hawks, which is the name of the restaurant. But first, some more flowers, because why not? I wanted to extend that floral down just a little bit. Thought about adding a second one, but we were definitely getting into overkill territory, so I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to finish off my title instead, and then once I get all those letter stickers down, I'm about good to go. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is links to the Crave collection in the description box below, and I will see you next time. Thank you.